We are in back to school season. I'm a music teacher. It is right at the forefront of my mind. And there are some things that your teens and tweens might be asking for as we get into back to school time. At least these are things that I notice with my own students. And so I wanted to share with you some healthy swaps that won't wreck your child's hormones, that'll be healthy for them to use, but also still make them feel like they're fitting in with their friends and they're able to enjoy the things that make teens and tweens themselves. So let's go ahead and jump in with this list. Everything I talk about will be linked in the description bar below. So if there's something that piques your interest, check down there. The first thing is water bottles. Not ideal. Plastic water bottles, not the best. Nalgene, BPA free, anything that is a plastic type of bottle, we want to try to avoid with our kids. So when we have these plastic bottles, we are exposing ourselves and our kids to endocrine disrupting chemicals, plastics that can get into our bloodstream. They don't get processed out. And so it's really an easy swap to make by choosing a stainless steel water bottle, or if your child's school allows this, they do make glass water bottles that have a silicone sleeve over the entirety of it so it doesn't break if it gets dropped. It's going to be a lot better option than a plastic water bottle. Next category I want to talk about are some personal care products, and pimple patches are also all the rage. My students come into their music classes with pimple patches on their face. They wear them all day long. I don't know if it's a fashion statement or what it is. We didn't have these when I was a teenager, and I would have really appreciated these because these are the ones that I love and I use even to this day in my 40s. These are the Alba brand pimple patches. They're called Acne Dote. I get these from either Amazon or from Whole Foods, but they have really very good clean ingredients. All that's in here, they have the outside pimple patch part, and then on top is tea tree, witch hazel, lentil fruit extract, and parsley extract. These work for me so well. If I have a whitehead on my face at all, I just take one of these pimple patches, just looks like that. You peel this off, you put it right over top, go to sleep with it. If you're a teen, you wear it during the day. I don't know. I don't quite understand that fashion statement. It's fine, but it really does a great job of helping to pull out that gunk from your acne spot. And we know that our kiddos probably need a little bit of support in this area, and if these are all the rage and like a fashion statement, they're gonna want to have some kind of pimple patch. So these are great and very inexpensive, somewhere around $6 to $8. I think they're on sale right now at Whole Foods for in the $6 range, and you get 40 single-use pimple patches, and they work really well without any toxic chemicals. The next thing, this is actually my husband's, but very transferable to anybody who uses pomade or needs kind of like frizz relief, and I'm gonna show you. So you can see my hair is a little bit frizzy here. So this is called the Braun Man's Beef Tallow Beard Butter, and it is the unscented version. It's the cleanest beard salve that I've been able to find, but it works great as an anti-frizz and as a pomade. So much of that stuff that you find on the market has these fragrance chemicals, and fragrance as that ingredient can be upwards of 3,000 undisclosed chemicals, which again can disrupt hormones. When you're using it every day, these are things you just kind of have to think about, especially when it comes to our kids, right, that are using this all the time. So the texture of it, it's really very smooth. I'm going to show you on my frizz that I have on my hair here in real time how well it does at smoothing down my frizzies. Look at that. It makes such a difference, and it doesn't smell like anything at all. It doesn't even have like that beef tallow smell, if you're familiar with how that smells, kind of gamey, nothing. It literally smells like nothing, and you get this giant amount for a really good price. So if you have somebody who needs frizz assistance or pomade or anything like that, this is a really great option. The next category is the smelly good stuff. I can't tell you how much I loved my Body Shop, my Bath and Body Works, and all of that when I was a teen and a tween. So I teach students that are middle school and high school age, and they all come into their music lessons smelling like something, whether it's laundry soap or it's some kind of body spray, perfume, lotion. They all just want to smell good for themselves and their friends, right? So the problem, like I mentioned before, fragrance chemicals, when they're an artificial fragrance, upwards of 3,000 chemicals. They don't have to tell you what they are. They can have phthalates in them, which are incredibly hormone disrupting. That's like a plasticizer. Can also have lots of different synthetic chemicals that can cause rashes and asthma and acne, headaches, dizziness, all sorts of things. So if you can find a botanical based perfume that's truly botanical, no synthetic chemicals, non-denatured alcohol, like just a good, clean perfume, you're gonna be better off for your hormones. Your kids are gonna be better off as well. This is what I love. This is called Wild Notes. This is their discovery set. It has 5 different perfumes and colognes. They are gender neutral, so they work across the spectrum. These smell so good to me, and they are truly 100% regenerative farmed botanicals inside here, non-denatured alcohol. There's no toxic chemicals in here at all. They just smell so good. Your teen or tween would absolutely love these, and there is no worry at all about hormone disruption or any of those negative effects that we can get from our Body Shop or Bath & Body Works products and that kind of thing. I actually do have a coupon for this as well. I'll put that in the description bar below, but there are 5 fragrances in here. They have Fireside Citrus, Timeless Floral, Smoky Ember, Sweet Decadence, and Rugged Wilderness. There's a hint of vanilla in a lot of these. I would say the more masculine scents that I come, from my nose is the Rugged Wilderness and the Fireside Citrus. The 2 of those are a little bit more on the masculine side, but it's so interesting because they change when they get on everybody's skin. So it's like a totally personalized perfume experience. So anyway, they do have full-size bottles of these. I recommend grabbing the Discovery set so you can try them out, see which one you like the best. You can layer them if you want to do that. The fragrance does last all day. It is not overpowering. It's not going to knock you over. Sometimes fragrances can be a little bit triggering for some people, headaches and things like that. I am one of those people. Not a problem at all with this Discovery set with any of the scents that are in here. Next thing, lotion wise, I really like this one. This is called Luscious Lemon. This is from Young Living. I love the way this smells. It smells kind of like sweet jelly beans and very appealing to a tween and a teen. So if you're looking for a good lotion replacement that does not have artificial fragrance in here, again, this does not. Very, very good, lightly scented, really moisturizes the skin very well. I remember this was always a thing after gym class. I always wanted a scented lotion after gym. And so I didn't have this one at the time because this company didn't exist when I was in that mode. But anyway, I remember just always wanting to have some kind of scented lotion to refresh myself after gym. This would have been amazing. Something else that I see a lot on school lists are hand sanitizers, which makes total sense, right? You're in a school. I use hand sanitizer anytime I'm out in public. And the one that I use and rely on is this one. So this is called Thieves Hand Sanitizer. This uses alcohol that is denatured with peppermint essential oil. So it's a very fresh and minty aroma, but it does a great job of cleaning hands, again, without any artificial fragrance. There are no toxic ingredients in here. This is something that I feel good about using. I feel good about using it around my students. Like, I don't worry about that at all. This is just a really great alternative to your traditional Purells and those kind of things that you would get at Target that do have artificial fragrance and alcohol that's denatured in a way that is not healthy for your body, especially when you're using hand sanitizer multiple times a day, probably. This is just a really great, safe alternative, and it works incredibly well. This is what I relied on when we were in and out of Disney World for 3 months. This is what we used after we touched anything, and it helped keep us healthy. It's kind of transitioned us into the first aid, staying healthy, natural wellness types of solutions that we can use for our kiddos. Back to school time is the prime time for supporting our immune system. So the hand sanitizer, very helpful with killing the germs and that kind of thing. But supporting our bodies from the inside out, I really like Thieves Essential Oil. This should be diluted before using on kids. You can make it into a 10 ml roller. I would do maybe 10 drops of Thieves, fill the rest with a carrier oil. It can be like olive oil or jojoba oil, avocado oil, anything that stays slippery on the skin when you apply it. And then roll it on the bottom of the feet and the spine before going to school every single day. You can also diffuse this as well. This is a great smelling essential oil. It's clove and cinnamon, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. So it smells just fall and nice and all of that. Also supporting the immune system while it's being diffused. This is a great oil to help keep your kids' immune systems and yours going nice and strong. Now, if they happen to come down with something, these are my go-to natural favorites there. So instead of getting cough drops that have artificial colors, artificial flavors, those kinds of things, and synthetic active ingredients, once again, I like the Thieves cough drops. These are so mentholy and cooling and just really great with helping to stop with cough, sore throat, anything like that. Anytime that you would give your young one a cough drop, here you go. You have a natural alternative to what you would get from your local Target. And instead of petroleum-based chest rubs, this is a great one. Again, it's the Thieves. It has the Thieves essential oil in it, very good for our immune system, but this is called the Thieves chest rub, and it actually has a touch-free applicator. So you can just literally rub it on the neck, on the chest, kind of around the ears. It smells like your traditional Vicks without having any petroleum or artificially derived ingredients in here. It has camphor, it has eucalyptus and menthol. Those come from their essential oils, and it's very, I mean, when you smell it, you're gonna be like, oh wow, this is Vicks, but it's not synthetic. It's actually a natural version. So it's just good to keep your medicine cabinet stocked with these things because you know how school is. Now, if tummy stuff is in the picture, I really like this essential oil. It's called Tummy Jize, and Tummy Jize is a pre-diluted blend of spearmint. It has ginger and other essential oils in here. I really like it. It's super fresh and nice. And any tummy ache, tummy bug, or eating something they're not familiar with, or nervous butterflies in the stomach, going back to school and that kind of thing, applying Tummy Jize just directly to the stomach can be very, very soothing and helpful in very short amount of time. It also helps with constipation and things like that too. So if that's an issue for your child, that's a great one to reach for. If you do have a nervous Nelly, in addition to the tummy oil for helping soothe that, this is called Kid Power. And Kid Power smells like an orange creamsicle. It's actually very nice. I really like it. This could also be a non-toxic perfume / cologne. Oh, it smells so good. So this is, if you're familiar with Young Living's essential oil, it has the Valor essential oil blend in here. Valor was formulated by what the Roman soldiers would use before they went into battles to give them courage. And so Kid Power is just a kid's version of that. They add vanilla and they add orange to it as well, just to kind of tone down the earthiness of the Valor. But it's like one of my favorite smelling essential oils. So if your kids are nervous about going to school, I so wish I had this when I was a kid, because I was a nervous wreck all the time in life and in general. That's why the bottle is half used. I use this all the time myself because it just helps with feelings of courage. So very helpful there. And then if sleeping is an issue also, maybe it's before the first day of school, can't fall asleep, can't wind down, they've been on their devices doing homework and they need to wind down before bed, Sleepy Eyes. Also pre-diluted, like the Kid Power, like the Tummy Jize. You can apply it to the feet, you can apply it to the shoulders, right on the pillow, on jammies. It's just a really soothing essential oil blend. It has lavender, it has Roman chamomile in here as well that I pick up. It's just so nice. And this is a great oil for helping to instill those feelings of relaxation to help bring on sleep. Again, natural solutions that I wish I had as a kid. My childhood would have been a lot different. Okay, now I can't, of course, talk about back to school with teens and tweens without talking about non-toxic makeup. I loved my makeup when I was a teenager. I would go to the drugstore and I'd get Wet n Wild or whatever, and I just didn't care what was in it. I just wanted makeup. So now, wiser, smarter, all the things. We know now, as the internet has been a little more vocal about this, that makeup, non-toxic makeup, is the best thing to reach for our kids, because our regular Maybelline, L'Oreal, Wet n Wild, things that we get from our local drugstore or grocery store contain chemicals that are endocrine disrupting. They can cause acne and clogged pores. They can cause a whole host of health issues. And so the more non-toxic we can be, the better, especially if kids are going to be putting this on their skin every single day. I loved my makeup. I wore it all the time. And so it was just one of those things. I had no idea that Maybelline whipped mousse stuff was going to be affecting my skin. Why did I have so many acne breakouts when I was a kid? Maybe it was because of that. I don't know. But anyway, there are 3 brands and a 4th for mascara that I really like when it comes to non-toxic makeup. So the one that is the most economical and the most color variety, I would say most like Wet n Wild, I just keep using that as an example, is Root Pretty. Here's an example of one of their eyeshadows here. This is the Tan Rose color, but you can see like how bright and shimmery that is. Non-toxic ingredients making it that way, which is really cool. So I really like this brand if you have a teenager that wants a little more of a bold coloring. If you're somebody who would prefer your teen to not wear very strong makeup and you want it to look more natural for them, to kind of cave in and be like, okay, you can wear this, but as long as it looks like you're good. There are 2 brands that I like for that. Tubes & Company is the first one. This is their bronzer. I really like their bronzer. It lasts an incredibly long amount of time. I also really like With Simplicity. And I like With Simplicity a little bit more than Tubes & Company just because I find that their ingredients have a whole lot of crossover and it's a better price than Tubes & Company. So between the 2, I vote With Simplicity, honestly. And between Root Pretty and With Simplicity, I feel that With Simplicity is a little bit of a higher, more natural. I just like it better, at least for my skin. Now, I'm 40, I'm not a teenager. So a little different. As far as mascara goes, I actually like this one. This is the Honest Company mascara. This is the Extreme Lash. This might be a little too bold. They also have another one that is a volumizing mascara that's a little more toned down than this one, but I like this one a lot because it doesn't run down my face. I have a problem with watery eyes sometimes, allergies and that kind of thing, and this one actually stays in place for me. It has a primer on one end that you don't have to use, you can. That makes it the Extreme Lash part of it. And then of course it has the wand here with the black mascara. I wanna say they only have black as a color, but anyway, this one is great because it doesn't run all over. Some natural mascaras do have that tendency to just get all over your face. So that's why I really like the Honest Company one. All right, my friend, I hope that gives you some natural alternatives to some things that your teens and tweens will be asking for back to school. Maybe it gives you some ideas on swaps that you can make in your own life as well, because we as adults are not immune to all of these different problems that toxic chemicals can cause us. So this is kind of universal across the board, just like information that everybody can use. Again, everything is linked in the description bar below. If there is a certain swap that you are having a hard time finding a natural replacement for, leave that in the comment section below. I'd be happy to give you my 2 cents on what I have found. If I have found something, I will let you know, because I've tried a lot of stuff. Some things have worked and some things have not. So happy to give you any information that I possibly can. If you haven't already and you'd like to, hit that button down below, subscribe so you never miss a new video. I hope your back to school is an easy transition for you and your kiddos. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.